I'd say to the person that has a food truck and they're struggling, and I would say just kind of look inward and be sure that you're truly you're doing what you love. I think sometimes your passion gets lost when you start to make money. And I get it, you need to keep yourself afloat and everything else. But if you could stay dialed in on your passion and remember, like, I'm working for myself, I'm creating something that I enjoy and something that I like, I think your passion will speak through your food, and naturally customers will appreciate that. And then, there's obviously more that goes along with that. But I think that staying true to your passion keeps you from burning out, and it takes you a long way. I know it has for us.
Hi, welcome to the Kitchen Convoy, your home for boulevard bites, treats on the street, Main Street menus, nomadic nibbles, and anything food truck related. I'm your host, Nate, where every week we bring you stories, thoughts, and hot tips from food truck operators around the U.S. So, what's on the menu for today? Today, I'm excited to speak with Dillon Farmer from Two Farmers Restaurant in Mount Carmel, Illinois. He and his wife Chloe started a food trailer back in 2020 and have since been able to turn that into a successful and popular brick and mortar restaurant in their hometown. He's here to tell us about his famous smash burgers, his frustration with a 9 to 5 lifestyle, and his foray into the food service industry on his own terms.
You're listening to The Kitchen Convoy.
This podcast is sponsored by OrderUpApps.com, the easiest way to run your food truck business without the headache. You'll get a custom branded app with Square integration, push notifications, order ready alerts, arrival alerts, third-party delivery integration without the fees, and much, much more. Let OrderUp Apps handle the tech so you can focus on serving great food. Learn more at OrderUpApps.com. Hi, welcome to the Kitchen Convoy. Today I'm talking with Dillon Farmer, runs a fantastic smash burger restaurant. Dillon, how are you doing today?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for asking. Happy to be here.
Good, awesome. Hey, well, I'd like to start out with kind of your story. Can you give us a background? How did you get started? What kind of decisions did you have to make? Was it easy or difficult? Whatever.
I would say this is probably the most the biggest question that I get asked personally. And really, when we started, it was just me um trying to find a way to be a little bit more happy. Where I came from was just, your typical 9 to 5 job, and I just wanted to do something different. Um, so there's a whole process of me, traveling with my wife, finding different places to eat on the road. And a few years into traveling and kind of seeing new things, we found food trucks in Miami, Florida. And it was an awesome scene. It's something that we'd never really been a part of. I would say when we were doing this, they weren't um too popular around where we are now. They're very popular now, but at the time, it wasn't something that had really taken off yet. Um, but I told her, I'm like, man, this is so cool. Like, this is something that I feel like I could see myself doing. The only problem is I don't really know how to cook. I don't really know how to do any of these things. Um, so that's when we started to think about what could we do. And immediately my mind went to smash burgers. That was like my favorite thing to eat when we traveled. Well, like, let's just do something like that, and we'll kind of figure it out along the way. So for an entire year, I bought ground beef and I cooked burgers at home with not a lick of knowledge about what I was doing. And I just practiced. I used new pans, I used new spatulas, I used different seasonings, I used different temperatures. I was on YouTube looking how people did it there. I was at Freddy's and I was looking in their kitchen to see how the heck they got those edges to get so crispy. I was just always trying to find the way to do it the way I'd be like happy and, to serve it to a customer. And after, like I said, after a year of making them for lunch every day, and I mean I made them every single day, um it kind of came together. And once I kind of got that confidence, like, yeah, this is what I want to serve, and this is something that I can be happy with, we went forward and started buying the truck and buying the equipment and everything else. Which sounds like super fast and like very like just, you know, just kind of like out of nowhere. And it kind of was because, like I said, like I was just ready for something different. So we were just willing to, go ahead and just kind of slap something together so we can give it a try. And that was kind of the birth of Two Farmers. It's just me being very impatient with where I was and finding something that I was semi interested in and just kind of seeing where it took us. And it took us, you know, here just 5 years later, we're in a restaurant, but um yeah, that's basically the condensed version of how we got started in the food truck.
Hmm. Man, I really resonate with that. I'm not happy here.
Yeah.
I know I need to go somewhere else. And then you mentioned you practice every day, and then you get that confidence, and
Hmm.
that's when the light bulb goes off, and you're like, okay, I think I'm ready. Let's do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Yeah. And I tried not to be too impatient on the way. Like I said, I mean, it took a whole year for me to do. Um, but but yeah, like once I was like, I was really happy while I was doing it. Like as I was making a smash burger every day in my house for lunch, um, I'm just like, man, I just can't wait till I get this. I just can't wait till I get this. So every day along the way, I knew what the end goal was. But I did try to stay as patient as possible because I did want something that you know, I could stand behind. Because like really when you're in this business, your reputation's often surrounded by the things that you're putting out your window, which um I would say is so true. People judge you based on the quality of the work that you do, whether it's in the restaurant or any other occupation. So I'm glad we were patient enough to at least do that, wait around for everything to be kind of perfect.
Yeah, I can see that. Do you want it done quickly or do you want it done well? And
Yes.
you can't have both. Yeah.
Yeah. I still
Okay.
struggle
Hey,
with
yeah, I do too. I do too. Just give me now, and then when you get it, you're like, oh, this isn't what I
yeah.
wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, something else you said. When you first thought of the smash burger idea, you said you didn't know how to cook. My follow-up question to that is, at least on the food truck part, what percentage of your time, of your effort, of what percentage of the business is actually cooking versus doing all the other stuff?
Very, very little is actually cooking. And this wouldn't surprise anybody that's been in the business before, but um, my wife and I are like a duo. So a lot of the stuff that people assume happens, in the business, they assume that I've got full control over it, which just isn't true. My wife's spends a lot of time behind the scenes making the schedules, doing all the extra stuff that people don't see with inventory and everything else. And that usually happens um, every day, every day of the week. And, on the food truck, I might cook 2 or 3 times a week. And each time I cook, maybe 2 or 3 hours at a time. I mean, she could have easily been working 2 to 3 hours every day preparing for those, 2 to 3 days of cooking. Um, so yeah, like 25% maybe is actually cooking. And I always tell people that's the easy part. Cooking's the easy part because when you pull up in your truck, everything's done. Your food's prepped, everything's ready to go. All you have to do is prepare it and give it to the customer. And that's the final step. And that's the fun part. Everything else is not so fun, but it's all worth it because it leads up to, like I said, cooking and seeing your customers happy with your product. So yeah, very little cooking,
Mhm.
a lot of extra stuff.
Yeah. You'd mentioned that initially your confidence with the cooking was really low and then you practiced. What about your confidence in the other stuff? Sourcing ingredients, that kind of stuff? I don't know.
Yeah, I would say I wasn't really. a lot of people don't know this about me. I never worked in a restaurant before. I never worked in food service. I didn't know anything about it. Now my wife did, so she was able to help me. So I would say I wasn't confident, but I wasn't not confident because it was just uncharted territory. I think I was just willing to learn um as we went through the process. You know, you like to assume that everything's going to be smooth sailing, but it's not, and it still isn't. You learn every day. And you know, I would say we had our challenges, but when you're kind of open minded and you're like, okay, let's do this and let's do that, you know, and not really stressing out about where you may have failed, which I struggle with sometimes, but um, yeah, you know, we learned from that as we went on, and we continue to as we're even in a restaurant, you know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, good. Hey, I'd like to kind of shift gears and talk about your menu. You said, tell us about your menu.
Would you like to know about the food truck menu or our restaurant menu? Because they're both just a little bit different.
Let's. Okay. I'm going to show the viewers a picture of your truck, but you had a 6x12 truck. Let's
Uh-huh.
start with that menu because
Okay.
it can't be as large as your restaurant menu.
Right. So our goal with the food truck was let's make it simple and let's make it different. So we obviously had the smash burgers when we were trying to come up with a concept. We were like, we just can't be burgers and fries. Everyone's burgers and fries. We got to do something unique and different. And that was when we thought about some of our travels. And one of the best experiences that we had on our travels was getting a hot beignet from New Orleans. There was something about it. There's a piano playing in the background, just this New Orleans style music, and you saw the sun coming in the patio, and it was just an interesting experience. And we're like, let's try to do that. It couldn't be that hard, you know, fried dough, you know, with powdered sugar. It couldn't be that hard. So we figured that out, and it really wasn't that hard. We figured that out, and we said this is going to be our menu. We're going to have smash burgers, and we're going to have beignets. So on opening day, it was you could have a smash burger, double, triple, quad, or you could have an order of 3 or 5 beignets, and that's about it. That was that was all we were going to try to do. Let's focus on keeping it simple so we don't over confuse everything. Um, and that's what we did. We added a few drinks, but that was the core of our menu. And as we got good at it, we were able to add different specials here and there. We were able to add a few different sauces for our burgers and everything else, but still keeping it very simple. Um, but even with our burgers, we we don't even have toppings on our burgers. It was meat and cheese, and it's still to this day meat and cheese. I don't carry tomatoes. I don't carry onions. I don't carry lettuce. Our thought was always like, let's make this the way that we'd want to eat it, and we've gotten some pushback for that, but it did keep it simple for us, and it kept us efficient. And I'm happy that we decided to do that, and even to this day, you know, we still do it. So, yeah, very simple menu,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
we loved it, and it helped us grow into a restaurant that has a little bit bigger menu because we're able to handle all those things. Because yeah, 6x12 trailer definitely can't hold too much.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a couple pictures here. Let me see if I can share the screen here so everybody can see it. So I'll let you talk about these.
Yeah,
So we have
yeah,
the big boy here.
yeah. This is new. Um, this really, the big boy was like another. You're gonna. It is another spur of the moment thing. Um, my wife and I have always been passionate about the community we serve in, and it was always like, what can this restaurant do to bring excitement to the community? And I saw this on Facebook Marketplace one day, and I'm like, hey, Chloe, you know what would be crazy? Like, you know what would just be the craziest thing in the world? And you know, she's always supportive, and she's like, let's do this, you know, let's make them our own. So he sits out front now, and I'm super proud of this guy. People get pictures with him and everything else. I think he's a good face of our business. But um Yeah, that's my most recent big purchase for sure.
Well, I saw a Facebook quote. Somebody mentioned that you're doing more than the city to bring in tourists. Just
Well,
with
yeah,
the,
I
I don't
wouldn't
know,
say that, but
flair, I guess.
yeah, I wouldn't say that. I think our city they do a great job, and they've obviously got a bigger plate than what I have here at the restaurant. But we're happy to bring excitement when we can, when we're able to, and this year's been good to us. So, yeah, very happy to. If that's a new tourist attraction here, we're super happy we were able to provide it.
All right. Then this is your star player here, right?
Yeah, that's what built this food truck into a restaurant. That's just our double smash burger, and like I was just saying earlier, it's no frills. I mean, it's just meat, cheese, salt, and a bun. That's four ingredients. Using local beef, using a high quality potato bun. Martin's potato buns are amazing. I don't know if you've ever used those buns before, but um, excellent buns for a smash burger. But yeah, that's our star menu item, and I would say we serve more doubles than any other item on the menu combined.
Okay. Then this is a huge triple.
Yeah, so on our menu
Yeah, no, yeah, but
we have a thick burger. So that's what that is. And we have some crazy people with big appetites come through, and obviously this person asked for bacon and they asked for a grilled cheese bun. So yeah, it was heavy. It was heavy.
okay. That's what that bun is. I was looking at it because it's not a potato. All right.
Yeah,
Jeez.
grilled
Yeah, that's
cheese
too
bun,
much. Then
grilled
this
cheese
this
on the
thing.
top. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's our
So
Homer
we have
burger.
I saw the pink icing. I'm like, hey, Homer Simpson. That's so recognizable, just that. And then maple honey or something? What is that?
It's a maple glazed donut bun, and it's got bacon on it. It's our maple bacon smash, is what we call it, and that has been a very popular Sunday special for us when we bring that around.
Okay, all right. And here's a picture of kind of back in the day when you're still in the truck. I noticed you have a lot of, I mean, for a small truck, for keeping it simple, you still have a good selection of buns, um, extra sauces. Does this bring back memories, or are you happy where you are now?
I mean, I'm very happy where I am right now, for sure, very happy. But it does bring back memories. We had one big thing we did every day, which in this case was that Dirty South special, which was a great burger. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's the grind right there, is bringing out the whiteboard and writing everything down. And at the time, didn't feel like it was grinding, but it was. um, but yeah, those are good. Those are definitely good times, and that's got a good food truck feel for it. It's like, let's just throw out an easel and throw some words on a on an easel, and people will order what's on there. So yeah, I like that.
Yeah, yeah, it's classic, And then here's
Yeah.
the actual 6x12 trailer.
Uh-huh. Yeah, a
So
nice warm day out
how long were you in here? Yeah, no
in the
kidding.
trailer.
So how long were you in this trailer? Yeah.
3 years. So from March 2020, right when the pandemic hit, until um, I think it was February of 2023 is when we started cooking in the restaurant. So 3 long, hot, and sometimes cold years for sure.
Yeah, okay. All right. All right, good. Hey, okay, last menu question. Can you give us 3 words that describe your menu?
Simple. This is going to be more than one word. Over the top at times.
Okay.
Simple.
But if
Oh,
it's hyphenated, so I would
yeah.
count that as one.
Yeah. Over the top. And um, the third one. Oh, this is tough. And quality.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, simple, over the top, and quality. All right,
Hmm.
I can see that. All right, I'd like to kind of navigate to our tips and tricks. So this is kind of one chance that maybe you can use your experience to help other people. What have been your successes? What have been your failures? Maybe the best operational hack. What's your secret weapon for being successful? Something like that. So, what kind of advice would you give to somebody who either maybe they have a food truck, but they're struggling, or they want to open a food truck? What would you say to them?
I'd say to the person that has a food truck and they're struggling, and I would say just kind of look inward and be sure that you're truly you're doing what you love. I think sometimes it your passion gets lost when you start to make money. And I get it, you need to keep yourself afloat and everything else. But if you can stay dialed in on your passion and remember, I'm working for myself. I'm I'm creating something that I enjoy and something that I like. I think your passion will speak through your food, and naturally, customers will appreciate that. And there, there's obviously more that goes along with that. But I think that staying true to your passion keeps you from burning out, and it takes you a long way. I know it has for us. And as far as advice for someone who doesn't even have that truck yet, I would say don't don't rush it, and make sure that you're taking all of the right steps and making sure that you're setting yourself up for success. I think this is where I learned my lesson is I bought the cheapest truck, I bought the cheapest equipment. I just wanted to get everything done as fast as possible. And for those 3 years that I was in that truck, it was, man, this truck's hot. I need to fix this. I need to fix that. I need to add this. I need to take away that. When I could have spent a little bit of money ahead of time, setting myself up for success, because that would have been a much smaller worry. You're always going to be making changes, but um, starting the right way is important. And if I can go back today and tell myself anything, that's what I would have told myself. Is just do it the right way. Um, and that's what I learned here at the
Mhm.
restaurant. We do everything the right way now because we know what that can turn into. Um, yeah.
It reminds me of the old handyman's joke. We do it right because we do it twice.
Yeah.
The first time you learn how to do it right, and then the second time you do it right. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
All right. Hey, I also notice, and I'm guessing this is probably one secret, is that your social media presence, at least on Facebook, seems to be really on point. You're using it to communicate with customers, you respond to feedback. There is a lot of interaction on your
Mhm.
Facebook page and probably other stuff too, but has that been pretty helpful to you?
Yeah, yeah, it has, and that's kind of our way. That's our preferred way to. That's our preferred outlet. It's our preferred method in reaching out to our customer base, and it always has been. Um, yeah, and for the most part, I feel like our success with Facebook has always just been like we're just trying to keep it real with people and assure everybody that we're trying to do our best. I mean, I care very much about um, giving people the best product that we can. And Facebook is the way that I deliver that message. And I think that nowadays it's hard to find that um, in people, in things that you buy, seeing passion in what people do. So I think that the the fact that we communicate that, people receive that really well. And I think that that's given us a lot of traction on our Facebook page, which I'm super grateful for.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, because that really has made a
Yeah,
big
okay,
impact
good.
on our business.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's so much interaction. I saw one post where you said, "Hey, whoever ordered the doubles and the sodas and the chicken sandwich, hey, we forgot your chicken sandwich.
Mm.
If you read this, come back in."
Yeah, and that happens
So
way
very
too much.
but that's just very detailed level of customer service, It would be so easy just to say, oh, chicken sandwich? Oh, well, they'll come back later. But, you're kind of being a lot more proactive on that. So
Yeah, yeah,
definitely
and I
respectable there. So,
yeah.
all right, well, let's move on. We got the lightning round. So for this
Okay.
one, I'm going to ask you 5 questions. Just give the first answer that comes to your head.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes, is that the first
Okay, all
question?
right. Question 1. No, no, that wasn't it. No, no, we're not.
Okay.
Okay. No. All right. Question 1. What is your favorite spice, herb, or condiment? Go.
Salt. Salt. Everything needs salt.
Okay. Who is your dream celebrity customer? Go.
Guy Fieri.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Yes.
Name a food that starts with the letter Q. Go.
Quinoa.
Nice. All right, last question. What is the scariest animal? Go.
Uh, 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 scariest animal? Uh, hornet. That's a bug.
Okay, well, no, but the Asian hornets, they're like
Yeah.
2 inches long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not
Yeah,
very
yeah,
much
those things are crazy.
yeah.
Okay. All right, well, you passed. You did a good job. See, it's
Okay.
easy, right?
Well, besides the last one, scary animals, but yeah, I think I did okay.
All right. And then our last section, I call it What's in Your Glove Box. Um, is there one crazy, unusual, unexpected item that's always with you? Maybe it's a good luck charm. Maybe it's a secret weapon in the kitchen. What's that one item for you?
My one item at the restaurant that I wouldn't be able to um, cook without would be my burger smasher. For sure. It's a little bitty smasher with a handle sticking up on it. If I had to cook a day without that, I would be missing it quite a bit. So that's been my tool that I've used since we were on the food truck.
Do you remember where you got it?
Yeah, it was just something I tried off Amazon. I'd bought so many burger presses, and it's actually a meat tenderizing tool, believe it or not. It's not even used to press burgers, are not supposed to be used to press burgers, and that's just kind of what we just repurposed it and used it that way. So yeah, I've got 2 of those, and they don't sell them anymore. So I'm stuck with these 2 until they break, I guess, which I hope that never happens.
Okay. All right. Well, good. All right. Well, listen, this is the kind of the end of everything I had. Do you have anything else? Anything else on your mind?
Um, no, nothing really on my mind. I will say that if anyone does watch this and they want to chat with me about anything in detail, I'm always happy to do that. And like we said earlier, Facebook's a great way to get a hold of us and ask us questions. I love doing this and being a part of this business and helping others when they need help. So um, yeah, reaching out to us is always preferred, and I'm happy to help anyone who might have been in a situation similar to ours. So
Okay, good. Pass it forward. Pass it on.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good. All right. Well, listen, Dillon Farmer from Two Farmers Restaurant. Thanks for joining us today. It sounds like you have a passion for what you do. It sounds like you took an opportunity and turned it into a success. So, hey, I appreciate your time and keep on trucking. As always, folks, if you feel that we are bringing value to your food truck business, please like, subscribe, and share on all the social media. Our goal here is at the Kitchen Convoy is to bring you in-depth stories, problems and solutions, and actionable advice that you can use today to improve your food truck business tomorrow. If you'd like to see your food truck showcased on the Kitchen Convoy, send an email to thekitchenconvoy@gmail.com. You can also go to our website, kitchenconvoy.com, click on Be a Guest at the top right, fill out our short form, and hit the big orange Submit button. Or if you have a thought-provoking question that you think one of our professional food truck operator guests might be able to answer for you, you can send your email to thekitchenconvoy@gmail.com also. See you next time, and keep on trucking.
Thank you for listening to the Kitchen Convoy.